All right, guys, I've got a super cool project for you. I just got finished making this dragging sinker for catfishing. Our bottom bouncing sinker, dragging sinker. It's flexible, and this one weighs 4 ounce. I'm going to go through the components that you need to make it. I sourced all the components at either Academy or Harbor Freight. So it's pretty simple to make. Takes a little bit of time, but I'm going to show you. And I'm going to show you first what this one weighs. I built this one to be 4 ounce. You could make them whatever you need. 4 ounce, 3 ounce, 2 ounce. All you have to do is change the number of sinkers that you include in it. Just tear this out. All right, here we go, 4 ounces. All right, let's get started. All right, here's a list of the components you're gonna need. I'm gonna start from the very first thing is a barrel swivel. This is a Eagle Claw size 1/0. They come 12 to a pack. Picked these up at Academy Sports. Nothing special about that. I use them all the time for my catfish rigs. The next component is going to be our line. I'm just using a Trilene Big Game 50-pound mono. Nothing special about it. Just a green in color. Doesn't matter what color. It's all going to be enclosed anyways. 50-pound. Third component is going to be our sinkers themselves. These are water gremlin size 1/4 ounce egg sinkers. They come 11 to a pack. You're going to need approximately almost 2 packs per sinker for a 4 ounce, less for a 3 and 2 ounce. Okay, and the fourth component we're using is going to be our black heat shrink tubing. I bought this at Harbor Freight. It's a Chicago Electric brand, 5/16 by 8 feet, black heat shrink tubing. Nothing special about that. And these are little bumpers like you'd use for between your sinker slides. On sinker slides, is all these are is little rubber bumpers. You can pick them up anywhere that sells catfish. I think they sell these at Academy. I had some of these in my tackle box, and I'm gonna use them, but you don't have to use them. Let's see, another thing is a bead. I'm just using a bead like you'd use between your swivel and a bead like you'd use between your swivel and your lead. All right, let's get started making it, putting it all together. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is cut about 24 to 36 inches of mono. Don't need that much, but you want to leave yourself some slack, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, we're going to tie the 50-pound mono to the swivel using a Palomar knot. If you don't know how to tie a Palomar knot, there's 3,421 videos on YouTube on how to tie a Palomar knot. Pretty simple knot. Cross it over, pass our swivel back through it. Okay, got our Palomar knot tied. We'll trim off the tag end pretty close to it. Okay, and then I'm going to take this take the bumper, and I'm going to run the bumper through the far end of the mono. Okay, I got it on there, my little bumper, and I'm going to I like to wiggle it up on the knot so it stays in place. I'll see how I've got it pushed up on the knot. Yeah, push it up on the knot nice and tight, and you can pull on this 50-pound, you ain't gonna break it. That's what I want it to look like when I'm done. This is just kind of keeping everything together. Okay, now I'm going to start putting my sinkers on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up a pack of these sinkers, and I'm going to put them in my hand just because that's easier. And then I'm going to start with my far end, and I'm going to start sliding them down. Whoops. I'm going to start sliding them down the mono. Okay, I've got 11 on there. That's a whole pack. And I know from the last one I did that I need to pull 3 out of this pack to make 4 ounces. So I'm going to pull 3 out of there and put them aside. And then I'm going to take the other ones and go ahead and put them on the line to make my 4 ounce slinky weight, dragon weight, call it whatever you will. It didn't take me very long to make the first one, so I'm pretty excited about it, considering what these things cost. I like to be as thrifty as I can. Hey, if you don't have time to do this, or the inclination, or you're not good with your hands and you just don't like building stuff, by all means buy one of the commercially made ones. I have no problem at all supporting people that make and sell catfishing gear. But me, well, I got 2 kids and a mortgage. All right, there we go, guys. 4.1 ounces. Let's go ahead and pull this up and show you the next step. All right, the next step is I'm going to take a plastic bead, and this is going to be kind of the grand finale of this string of 1/4 ounce egg sinkers. We'll take a plastic bead and put on there. Okay, we've got us an overhand knot right below the bead, so the weights are trapped in between this double overhand knot, the bead, and we've got our leads in line. We've got our bumper stop to our swivel. Now comes the sort of difficult part. I'm going to lay this out, and I'm going to cut it a little bit longer than what I need it. Not much, but a little bit. Give yourself a little slack. And I'm going to take this heat shrink tubing. I'm going to open it up just a little bit by flattening it and running my hands down the seam. Okay, this heat shrink tubing may be just a little bit tight for this purpose. But what I'm going to do now, and do this over a garbage can, I'm just using some silicone spray, and I'm going to spray the beads, spray the lead with some silicone spray, get them nice and lubed up. And I'm going to spray a little bit inside the tube, and then I'm going to pass the mono through the heat shrink tubing until it comes out the other end. And this 50-pound mono is stiff enough that you can pass it through the tube. And there's my tag end. I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to start working the tubing over the beads. Now, it's a snug fit. I'm not going to lie. You're going to make sure you don't get it bunched up. You get it started on the first one there. And then we're just going to start working, pulling the tubing up and pushing the barrel swivels into the tubing. Okay, now that I've got them about halfway, I'm going to tie myself a trucker's half hitch in the end of a line to create a loop. This is the beginning of a trucker's hitch. I'm going to create a loop like that. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. I'm going to create a loop like that, and I'm going to hang it around my screen printing press. If you don't have a screen printing press, you can use anything. And all I'm doing is I'm just putting tension while I pull down on the heat shrink tubing, and you can see it slowly start to go over the lead. And I'm gonna tell you, that silicone really helps. pull and push the lead at the same time. Get some of that silicone off of there. It's a tight fit, I tell you. Wipe some of that silicone off the outside of the case. We're almost there. Almost there. And I'm gonna put the barrel up into the inside of the sinker. That's because I know it's going to shrink a little bit, and I want the barrel to or I want the shrink tubing to shrink around the barrel. So there we go, guys. We got all of our lead in there. We'll turn our heat gun on, let it get warmed up. Okay, we're going to start shrinking our tubing around our barrel swivel. That is hot, 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 hot. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get that tail really, really hot, and then I'm going to mash it down. So I'm shrinking it down, and my mono was probably going to melt off, which that's fine. But I want to leave a nice long tail. There goes the mono. I'm going to leave a nice long tail and get that nice and hot. And I'm going to take a pair of scissors here, put this against the glass or something, and I'm just going to mash it down. Close it up. It's hot now. Don't lick your fingers when you do this. Mash it down. That's just going to seal it up. It doesn't matter if water gets in there. It ain't going to make a bit of difference if you get some water in there. There's no need for this sinker to be anything that resembles waterproof. There we go, guys. We have a finished dragging sinker. Let's weigh it one more time. 4.3 ounce. And this is where you clip it to your line. There we go. That's 2.